everyone, it's Esabelle and welcome back. We now have 1,000 YouTube family members. It felt like this day would never come, and as I promised in that YouTube post, I was going to make a special announcement for this special occasion, and that is that I am running a giveaway on this channel. I was hoping to actually show you the giveaway package, but there's a few items that have not yet come in the mail. I'll be showing you next time, and I will also be giving you instructions on how to win it. Stick around for next episode and I will tell you how to do just that. So there is a phenomenon that I have noticed taking place all around the news and all around social media that I felt like might be good to address.
Hold on to your butts.
It seems like nowadays in today's culture, at least the American culture that I've grown up with and I live in today, it seems like there is not a whole lot of emotional maturity. I can't exactly throw stones. I have my own brand of emotional immaturity, but we'll get to that in a minute. The kind that I have seen very pervasive in today's society is that it seems like a lot of people nowadays will use their emotions to try to win arguments. And I don't just mean using the motivation you get from feeling passionate about something. I mean whenever they start crying or whenever they try to make an emotional plea, they don't really add a whole lot of thought to it. They don't consider the argument from a logical point of view. It is a whole lot of emotion and a whole lot of
"You should listen to me because I'm upset."
What are you doing? Making you feel guilty. Is it working?
And like I said, I have my own brand of emotional immaturity, but it tends to veer the other way, where I don't really listen to my emotions enough.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
My logic tries to shout out my emotions. Sometimes I find myself suppressing what I feel because I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. And that it really isn't a great thing to do. Like sometimes, yes, but other times, emotions, they are simply information about what is going on in your head. They can be really smart.
You're mad.
Thank goodness for that, because if I wasn't, this would probably never work.
They can be telling you what your intuition is trying to say. And your intuition can pick things up before your logic can. And so whenever you do what I do and put logic first, instead of listening to your emotions or even suppressing your emotions, you may be missing some valuable information that could guide you. Now, I am definitely not perfect at following this system, but there is a healthy two-step way of managing emotions in a way that does not let them rule your life and overtake any kind of logical argument, but also doesn't lead to you suppressing them or ignoring them. Now, this is very simple. Most effective ideas are simple at their core. It works for me extremely well, and I hope that you guys will have the same success. Whenever you are feeling something, there are two spectrums that I have learned to consider when it comes to emotions. One is valid and one is right. These are not the same thing, and I always start with valid. What valid means is the emotion is worth considering, it is worth acknowledging, it is worth analyzing. I believe that all emotions are valid. If they exist, they are important, they are affecting you, and you need to handle them. Do not suppress them, do not shove them under the rug. And they might be telling you something that your intuition is trying to say to you that your logic has not picked up yet. This especially happens in relationships, and I'm also very terrible at suppressing my emotions here, but I'm getting better at it. So that is what valid means. All emotions are valid. You should always deal with them. You should always look at them, examine them. You should really articulate them. If you need to, share them with other people. This keeps you from suppressing emotions, because suppressing emotions is just gonna lead to a big mess. The second spectrum is right. After validating, that's whenever I say, well, are they right? Now, right means, are they healthy? Are they logical? Do they make sense? And most importantly, should I act on this emotion? Just because you have an emotion does not mean that you should act on them.
My whole life is a lie.
Say your brother goes out and buys himself a great house. He'd been investing his money, working really, really hard, and you're envious of his house because you've always wanted a home just like that. It's not fair that he got that house. If you're going to validate your emotions properly, you're going to identify this is envy, why you're envious, what are my reasons. Next, is it right? Given that maybe you were wasting your money, do you really have right to be envious of something that he worked so hard for and earned legitimately whenever maybe you've been wasting your money, or maybe you squandered a lot of opportunities? It's not about blaming yourself, but it is about understanding exactly what led to the situation that you are currently emotionally reacting to. So maybe you find out that even though this emotion is valid, it's not right, it's not healthy for you, and you definitely should not be acting on it in the form of how would you act on envy? Maybe not talking to your brother, or being very cold toward your brother, or making passive-aggressive comments. A healthy way to act on it might be to talk to your brother, to ask what he did that gave him such a financial advantage. If you have a good relationship, he might show you the ropes. You can act on it without necessarily acting in accordance with what the emotion wants. You might decide that acting contrary to what the emotion would initially tell you to do, which is, be upset with your brother and be mad and be cold. You might do the opposite, which is you could learn. This is a much healthier way of handling it than what your emotion would naturally have you do. That has helped me so many times over the years. You do not want to suppress them and take them for granted. You do not want to neglect them. They might be telling you something important, but you also do not want them to be the immediate go-to information and ruler of your decisions, because you are above your transient emotions. Emotions change, moods change, and it's not always easy, and it may not always seem like it, but you can exert some amount of maturity and control in cases where emotions are involved, because you're meant for nothing less than a healthy, informed life.